It's time to relax with the Offspring.
One of my favorite jokes from Joe was when I saw him playing in Denver, and he turned to the monitor guy and he said, "Monitor guy, can you please turn up Warren's jokes in my monitor?"
Sometimes they're good. If he's on, he's on.
Well, sometimes he's really on.
Okay,
Well, we're back. We're back for our podcast number 2, right?
That's right.
We thought
smells like number 2.
We thought we'd try our.
Is this what kind of podcast it is?
Yeah.
Pee pee poo poo jokes.
We thought we'd try our hand at podcasting because, I mean,
when it's a good one, yes.
There's no qualifications required to be a podcaster, right?
Everyone's doing it.
Yeah, you're on a podcast if they offer you tap water. It's a podcast.
That's all. That's the threshold.
Yeah.
For
a liquid death. You get the liquid death water on a lot of them.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And I'm here with Noodles and of course and Blackball. Blackball's our wacky sidekick. That's
Waka Waka Waka.
That's his
one-man
his
whack
role.
pack.
His role, and it was just the three of us the first time. But the ratings were so horrible that the label told us we better get our act together. So we're bringing in the heavy guns today, and we brought in Joe Escalante. So
bring in
thank
a
you,
pro.
Joe.
That's right.
Joe
you.
Escalante is called stunt programming in the business.
Stunt programming.
Yeah, during sweeps ratings periods when you really need to bump up the ratings to sell advertising at a higher rate.
We bring in the ringer.
Yeah,
That's right.
The ratings
So
ringer, and that's Joe.
Very smart.
We're very, very happy to have you here. Thank you.
I mean,
very
Joe's
much.
hosted, radio shows on legitimate terrestrial radio.
I was a real guy.
Yeah.
Joe-
you've
So this
hosted
is definitely
video
a step
shows,
down.
Request video. You did. Was it request video?
Oh yeah, I hosted Request Video a couple times, and then I had
With our
my
good
own.
friend Gia
Gia
DeSantis.
had a radio show.
I mean,
a real one.
To introduce you, for maybe the two people out there that don't know, Joe is the bass player in the Vandals. That's maybe his most famous gig, but he has a whole career in broadcasting and telecommunications, and it's lengthy and voluptuous. It's very great, and we're
it's
maybe going to
curvy.
talk about it a little bit.
Bulbous.
Yeah, the Rick D's of punk rock.
So he's been called the Rick Dees of punk rock, and that in a good way. And
Disco
and
Duck.
we're very very happy to have him here today. And so thank you. Thanks for coming.
Hey, thank you. This is a nice setup you have here. It's very professional.
Thank you. You've done your own podcast.
Yeah,
You've done several.
I do a radio show that I've done for 17 years, maybe like that, and then some guy cuts it up and turns it into a podcast. But it's not really a podcast. If it was a podcast, it would get more people would listen to it, I think. But it's really just an AM radio show that someone chopped up and put on a podcast service.
Now, is that barely legal?
No, it's called. It used to be called Barely Legal Radio.
Okay.
But then one day I woke up and said, "That sounds so like child rape adjacent." Of a
Good point.
Way
Fair
before
point.
Me Too, and people started getting canceled, I just said, I got to get rid of this. I remember trying to explain it to one of my the priests at my church, and what I was doing in the name of the show, and he goes, "Oh, that's an interesting name." I go, "Yeah, well, it comes from this, pornography magazine."
Oh, he knew.
And I'm sure he went,
Maybe.
oh, of course, I
This
get
guy,
it now.
this guy is a real priest. He didn't know anything that didn't happen, before he entered the seminary in like 1960. He's still making Three Stooges references and the Beatles and stuff like that. But this guy just goes, "So, is a pornography magazine called Barely Legal?" Yeah, and I explained him what it means. He goes, "Can you change that name?" And I'm like, at that point, I'm like, that it was a moneymaker. I was getting tons of money from LegalZoom. I can't do it. And then after a while, when it became less of a moneymaker, and it seemed like I should just change this because it's terrible. And so I changed it. And also, nobody calls this radio station anymore and asks for legal advice. That's what it used to be, show business legal advice. Nobody calls anymore. Nobody calls AM radio. Nobody's sitting around calling a radio station anymore. So we switched the format to just kind of Hollywood business news and the box office.
Oh, right.
And so now it's called Joe Escalante live from Hollywood.
Oh, okay, all right.
Where's the porn in that? I don't get it. I don't get it.
It's
Worst porn title ever.
It's star. It's
I've actually seen worse.
So yeah.
Probably purchased.
I'll let you borrow my copy of Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious.
Furious.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh sure. Yeah. That one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. So what? Last time I saw you was at my house on the 4th of July. But I think so.
You have a fun 4th of July party. It's always great to work there.
Yes.
And I appreciate the employment.
Yeah. There's a guy that lives behind me, and he goes crazy on the fireworks every year, right? And
Nuts. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nuts.
And
No, it's great.
Well, I forget what you were saying, but it was something funny about him doing it for me. Actually,
Yeah, I thought it was for you because I mean, he's your neighbor and like.
Let's embrace it. Yeah, it is.
He does this for Dexter every year, right?
You probably kick him down some tickets every now and then, and hey, this is your reward.
Keep it up.
That's right. That's how we roll.
Yeah.
That's how we roll in the gated community.
Yes, it is. It's a nice community. You always live in the nicest homes. Your homes are the equivalent of the way I dress. Like, I dress. I told my wife yesterday, I think people like me when I'm dressed and I look like normal. I have a collared shirt. Like right now, this is edgy. I don't have a collared shirt. I got a collared shirt and I got nice hair and it's
But
clean cut.
You did wear your podcast boots.
I have those on for you. This is a fake outfit, but normally I'm looking like. I noticed the more I look like JFK in the way I dress and my hair, the nicer people are to me.
Okay.
So you can go ahead, Noodles, and wear that Halloween shirt.
I like that.
No one's going to be
Why
nice
are you going
to
with
you.
the JFK reference? The guy died literally the first year we were born. JFK's been dead since
and I took
then.
over. I took over.
Like,
You and me
I
both
guess.
cried the day that he died.
Sure.
Yeah.
So this is your rock and roll
At like-
outfit right now,
This is my kind of my rock
9
and
months
roll
old.
and kind of my Hollywood outfit. This is
and I hope we can get a picture of his boots, the
Yeah,
pointy
can
boots,
we,
at some point. I'm
There we go.
I'm fascinated by the pointy boots. I saw it's a little bit of a long story, but the pointy boots kind of became a thing in Mexico like 15 years ago or something, right? That's the first time I saw them, and I was immediately just entranced. I had to have some, right? So I looked all over the swap meet and whatever, and they're very difficult to find, actually.
Do you know why?
No, I don't
I'll tell
know.
you. Because Mexicans are very vain. And they are embarrassed.
You can say that, right? You can say that.
I'm Mexican. I'm not the guy with the racist chihuahua on the table. I'm
Appropriated.
Hey, wait. I like chihuahuas.
yeah, I'm sure you do. Yeah. Why don't you just buy up all the chihuahuas so we can't have any? So the Mexicans are very vain, and when they came up with those boots, they were great. But when they went out of style, like it dropped fast, and nobody wants to even admit that they ever existed. So if you go to a store and say, hey, why don't you send me some of those boots, man? You probably got some cheap ones in the back room. And they'll go, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
And it's like they took them somewhere and they set them on fire.
Wow.
They've disappeared.
Yeah.
So at first they didn't let you have them because it was appropriation. And they're like, we're keeping them to ourselves because they're cool. Now they don't want to give them to you because they don't want to admit to it.
I just want them because I thought they were cool. Can't I think that they're cool? Isn't that okay, or is that not
Absolutely
okay?
cool. They're cool in their ridiculousness, right?
Oh, now
it's-
you're mocking us.
Yeah.
Well, yes.
Yes.
They're a little over the top. But, I mean, yours are nice. They
mean,
look
yeah.
good on you, though.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
I need some big ones.
you do have
I got to go to the next level. This is like a junior level. This is like a medium. I need an extra large.
Now, do you wear those at the Christmas shows?
No, I wear these in my Mexican Morrissey band.
That makes more sense, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah.
We used to have a Guatemalan guitar player, and I used to he was super brown and he was an immigrant, and he was, a really cool guy. He had a great success story. He came to this country with nothing. He became a high school principal. And I'm like, dude, you got to have a persona in this band. And man, these affliction shirts that aren't cutting it. What you should do is wear the big boots. And these boots, you should wear these big boots and a big belt buckle.
Yep.
And run with it.
Silver and turquoise.
I know. Yeah, I would love to go to a
Jeans
band.
all bedazzled on the back pockets. And
I would
go
love
all
to,
in.
Love to see a guy in a band like that. And he wouldn't go for it because he didn't get it. Then they kicked him out of the band. And then I said, why not me? Why don't I be the guy with the boots?
You were the guy.
I'll be the guy with the boots. Sometimes a cowboy hat.
Yeah. I think I saw the band.
Company.
It was amazing. It was great. Audience super
Sweet
into
and
it.
Tender Hooligans is the band we're talking about.
And
It's
I don't
your-
know when this podcast airs, but we're playing our 30th anniversary show on Friday at the Terragram Ballroom in downtown Los Angeles.
Nice.
So I don't know.
Yeah, there's no way it's going to be up.
Do
there.
you do Smiths?
But it'll be a good mention.
Yeah.
What about the
anyway.
31st anniversary? Because that's
The
probably the time.
31st.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, my friend once said that if Joe ever decided to have children, that he should name him Picante, because then he could be Picante Escalante, and I always thought that was the greatest.
Picante Escalante. That's a pretty
Great
good one.
name.
If I had a kid, I would name him Volcano.
Volcano.
Yeah.
All right.
I probably I hope to have 3 kids, one of each, And but I'm just stealing jokes from Woody Allen.
Yeah. Back to Sweet and Tender Hooligans. I know you do Morrissey stuff. Do you do Smith stuff as well, or
Smiths? No one wants to hear the Smiths.
Oh, come on!
I'm just kidding. We do we celebrate his entire catalog.
I was going to say you have to
celebrate the entire catalog.
I'm way more of a Smiths fan than I am a Morrissey fan, personally.
Well, you know what? You haven't heard the gems. Some of the gems that Morrissey has as solo are as good or better than 99% of the Smith songs.
I would probably like them if somebody else was singing them.
Well,
I figure.
Yeah, Morrissey does.
You just don't like him anymore. You guys hate him or something? What's going on?
I don't.
A lot of people hate him.
Kind of whiny.
He's always been whiny. Meet Is Murder is the name of a Smiths album.
Yeah, and it's a good one.
It's whiny.
Yeah, he was way ahead of the curve on that too. Like,
there's something to the early Smith stuff. The whining isn't as over the top as it seemed to become later in his career. To me.
Yeah.
Well, he is like. He went way out, kind of painted himself into the corner with this meat thing, and then he had to get more and more into it. And then there's I got stories of friends that have ridden, one of my friends got picked up in a car by him, he says, and in a BMW, and the seats were leather. And he goes, Morrissey, what's with the seat? They didn't have any nice cars all the nice cars had leather seats. So, that's hard to keep that up your whole life. And then now he's getting bashed for stuff he says, political things he says, and that's why I think you guys are smart. The Offspring, you don't get into that. You get into anti-authority, but you don't get into let's piss off half the world and
I do.
Make a statement.
You haven't seen my Twitter. You haven't seen my Twitter.
Clearly, you don't follow Noodles on the Twitter.
Yeah. Well, anybody that's I don't read Twitter because there's probably stuff like that on it. I still,
Yeah.
But your songs, I mean.
Well, I think
that's
I think
right.
a lot of people just think Morrissey sucks because people go to see him and he cancels while they're waiting for him to perform. That's happened multiple times. That just friends that I have, and I don't have a lot of friends. I don't know if you know that.
Well, that's not true.
The few that I do have missed Morrissey multiple times because he's like, the weather's too shitty, and he decided not to play.
That's the old Morrissey.
That was like 2 months before COVID.
I did see, I don't know, a kinder, gentler, new Morrissey that was hugging his fans. This was just like a couple of weeks ago.
Well, the
his fans were coming up on stage and he was giving them kind of odd, uncomfortable
he gives little
hugs.
Christian side hugs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He's the last time I saw him was at, and I'm not like a super fan. Like before. I don't think I've ever bought a Morrissey.
Really defending him a lot here. I don't know. You sound like a super fan.
You're a Morrissey cover band.
I have never.
Not the biggest fan.
I have never bought a Morrissey record in my life. Okay, but I've heard him on K-Rock and stuff. It's good. Girlfriend in a Coma. It's a good song. But he's different lately. I saw him at the Hollywood Bowl, and it was just all business. Great performance, no whining, no videos of like atrocities behind him. It was kind of a feel good evening, because I don't go see him very often because I don't want to be lectured and have this meat stuff. I don't want to be beat over the head by it. So that's not a good evening for me. But I will defend his Morrissey solo songs. There's some amazing songs.
I do have a question regarding your show before, because I want to talk about the Vandals more than I want to talk about your Morrissey.
Yeah, we spent way too much time. This is the most I've talked about Morrissey in my entire life.
We're going to edit this out.
Nothing against that or whatever. It's great. But you guys played all the hits. Your singer's great, gets into it, sounds just like him. It's awesome. But no Girlfriend in a Coma. I'm waiting the whole night, for the biggest song.
Hey, don't get me started on that.
I can even hear you in the background trying to start it. I hear you going boom, 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 boom. And
if you're like me, I'm a Girlfriend in a Coma. That's the whole thing.
That's the one.
That's a Stairway to Heaven. Now, I don't understand that.
It's sort of like Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah. Some guy we're playing some song this Friday called Paint a Vulgar Picture. You heard of this song?
Nope.
No. Okay. Can you imagine someone leaving the Hooligans concert and saying, "Man, I'm so glad they didn't play Girlfriend in a Coma and save time for Paint a Vulgar Picture"?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
It was it was a sad picture because I see you back there. You got your pointy boots on, your giant belt buckle, the cowboy hat, trying to start the song, and it just wasn't happening.
So who's voting you out? Why didn't you play it then?
They know that I've never bought a Morrissey record. Number one, they know that, and so I just don't have credibility, and they make a lot of unforced errors, in my opinion. But they're sweethearts.
Did you buy Hatful of Hollow?
Was that like a sequel to HR Puffin stuff?
I think it was. It's Smith's. I think it was the double record set. Hatful of
He
Hollows.
literally just said he's never bought an album.
He
I
said
think that's what he
Morrissey.
just said,
That's the
so you can-
Smiths. Hatful of Hollows is Smith's record.
I've never bought a Smith's record.
Okay, never bought a Smith's record.
Why
either?
should you? You turn on K-Rock and they're playing it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's true. A lot of airplay. That was good. Kind of like the Vandals. A lot of airplay.
no.
Well, maybe one song.
Maybe
I
no
Want to Be a
songs.
Cowboy. That was
Well, we had one. I want to be a cowboy, and then that was first. Rodney played it, and then he played it on the way home. This is one of those stories where you knock on the back of his door with your demo tape, and you give it to him, and he actually answers the door. Rodney Bingenheimer. People
Right.
don't know who he is, and then you get in your car and you go, "Whoa, we just met Rodney Bingenheimer." And you turn on your radio and he plays it.
Plays it.
He played Urban Struggle, and at the end he said, "Is that a hit or what?" And we were just like, so it's one of the 10 times I knew I was going to get rich.
That's so. So we have a story kind of like that too. But that was like the first incarnation of the Vandals, and I don't know if people know that you've been in the Vandals all the way from the beginning, basically, right? But the band was completely different back then, and how did that even go? How do you start a band and then now it's a completely different band, but it's the same band? And
It was totally different. They were all, other than me, we were all African American, and it was a different time.
It's around the Studio 54
Yeah,
time,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
A lot of
yeah.
hanging out at Studio 54.
a lot of blow,
Yeah.
a lot of blow.
yeah.
How did you not get fired? How are you're the sole survivor
Yeah.
of the Vandals?
I'm a survivor. I don't like the word hero. I don't like that. I don't like it applied to me. I don't like that. But let me tell you, it was wrong. What happened to those guys? I don't know.
He went all full Johnny Bravo.
Johnny
Just
Bravo
fired everybody
I went
else.
Johnny
Yeah,
Bravo and
yeah.
fired everybody. No, you know what happened is the founder of this band is Jan Ackerman. That's his stage name he likes to use. He started it, and then he went through different incarnations of whoever it was, and in the you're gonna love this. I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna love this. So different incarnations of the band, and then the band is kind of complete, and they're playing parties. And the name of the band, this is the original Vandals. The name of the band was Gestapo.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Whoa, now that's a name you could get behind on.
Gestapo.
Provocative indeed,
Yes.
right? Yes.
So Gestapo is playing shows around Huntington Beach, and unfortunately they're spray painting their name everywhere too, and so it's Gestapo all over town. And then finally,
That's like a hate crime, I think, to do that.
Yeah, no,
probably, right? It's like-
it became a huge problem.
Well, not in the 80s, I don't think it was a hate crime. I mean,
was okay.
today, judging by today's standards, yes.
Yeah,
Back
that's
then,
right.
no,
People
kids
know. I
are
think it's
kids.
making a
It's
comeback.
Huntington Beach,
Yeah.
Yeah, people were mad, and it got on the news. It was one of those things like there is some sort of a neo-Nazi problem in Huntington Beach in Fountain Valley when this Gestapo is being written everywhere, and then they find out who it is, and then they go and they interview one of the members' mothers on TV. And then this got bad because she said what Jason said. Kids will be kids.
What are you going to do? It's a different time.
But it was enough of a kerfuffle that they changed the name and to the Vandals, and there was probably like 10 bands called the Vandals at that time. And then he kind of changed the lineup. I think he tweaked it a little more, and then I got in because Todd Barnes, the drummer of the TSOL, was trying to get me in the Vandals, and he was saying, I was like a roadie for TSOL, and he goes, "You got to get in your own band, because I'm paying for all the beer, basically, and if you got in a band, you might make some money." So he goes, "You should get in the Vandals," and I go, "Okay, yeah, talk to them." And then my sister, at the same time, says, "Hey, you remember that guy Steve Jensen that used to I used to date?" I go, "Oh, yeah, that guy? Well, he's got a band, and he wants you to be the drummer." And I go, "No, I'm not going to be in your friend's new wave band. Thank you." But little did I know, this was the same band. Her old boyfriend, Steve Jensen, he looked like Sammy Hagar, and he came to my house with joy buzzers and
shocked you.
whoopee cushions. No, he would pick up my sister and do magic tricks for me. And so if someone says, "Hey, you know that guy that used to do magic tricks before he picked me up? He has a punk band." You're not going to be in that punk band. I'm going to be in the punk band that Todd Barnes says I'm going to be
Sure,
in.
yeah.
So then when I found out it was the same band, I go, "Okay, all right, tell him." And then it worked out, and then I got in the band. But it was close. Only my own arrogance almost kept me from the band.
Wow.
That's right. And then you took over the band and fired everybody.
I
and
killed everybody.
That's right.
No, Jan, the founder of the band, he fired. I'd like to make this clear. No one in that band was kicked out of the band if Jan didn't kick him out, because it was Jan's band. So he kicked out people. Some people quit. And then at one point, we thought he quit. And because he didn't come to any of the shows anymore. He didn't come to the rehearsals. He didn't come to the shows. And so we had Warren. We hired Warren Fitzgerald to be there. So we have two guitarists in case this guy doesn't show up to the shows. And then we kind of, I think it's maybe a lot of misunderstandings. But at that time, we have a guy that doesn't come to our shows.
Wow, what a fucking improvement. Like Warren, he's like the best of the best.
Oh my
like,
gosh, for sure.
So fucking fun.
Yeah.
Like I would have planted drugs on this guy, get him kicked out, like to just like, yeah, we're going Warren, you know, like, hey, you know, we're just gonna quit inviting you to the shows and to the practices, and we're just gonna kind of go this direction.
He was a very professional guy, and he was entering into law enforcement. So, and he had a girlfriend, and one of those things where we just thought that girlfriend is trying to, you know, I think he wants us to just cut him loose, so he can just get on with this thing in his life.
So it wasn't like he was on drugs and just missing shows. He was he had a professional real life. And
some reason. He had not at that point. He was heading towards it. He had no reason to miss these shows.
Okay.
He was just missing them, but he didn't take drugs, and he wasn't an alcoholic of any kind. He didn't take any drugs. He was as straight as an arrow. But that's why we thought this guy doesn't want to be in the band.
All right, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, makes sense.
So you had Warren. I mean, by the time I heard the whole new thing, which is now your new lineup, which is now, you know, been around a while, it was because you sent something to Nitro Records, my record label.
Yeah.
Which ended up being
Dear Dexter.
Live Fast Diarrhea ended up being.
We had recorded Live Fast Diarrhea on our own dime, and we were just saying, let's make a punk record and not care about anything, and then we loved it. And then
it's a great record.
I got the tape.
That's
and
one
said,
of the
oh my
best
gosh.
fucking records ever.
So good.
Yep.
It's a kind of record you make when you don't care. You know, just like we don't care about aim. We don't care about money.
Yeah,
we don't care about
why is it
fans.
when I don't care, I just fucking lay on the couch, get fat, end up with fucking nacho stains all over my shirt? You like don't care and you put out a fucking top 10 all-time record.
Thank you.
Fuck.
But yeah,
How's that? We're so unfair.
Yeah.
but if you try, and that's in my experience.
I gotta try not to care.
Yeah.
Okay, all
that's
right.
Dave Quackenbush, man. I mean, that's Dave Quackenbush's whole life is about not caring.
Okay, all right.
That guy lives in a $3 million house and is driving his third Tesla.
All from not caring.
Doesn't care.
Yeah.
Wow.
And if he catches you caring about anything in this band, there'll be hell to pay.
Now I saw you high five Dave on stage. That seemed like a moment where he was caring. He was feeling it. He cared that you guys
I
had.
think
They were celebrating the not caring.
You guys were hitting the same note.
high five.
I remember that was weird. That was weird.
Yeah, it was. This was just a couple weeks ago
wow.
at FivePoint. It was Flogging Molly, the Interrupters, the Vandals, and the Skints. I missed the Skints, but I got there for the Vandals, and
Thank
great
you.
show. As
I think we
always.
should call Dave and see if he's okay, because that was weird.
Yeah. Maybe he's starting to care enough to
God, I hope not.
throw a high five.
No.
We need another not caring record.
Yeah, we need. You're right about that. You have to not care. But he cares. He the only thing he cares about now is not making a record.
Yeah, I know. Any new record in the works or anything like that? It's been a long time.
No, I think. I mean, we're a different band than the Offspring. If you make a new record, someone works it, and you go on a tour, and people, hey, these guys, keep writing good songs. With us, it's just like, who wants to hear a bunch of songs written by 55, 60-year-old punk rockers? And
Yeah.
this
table right here is like,
you guys.
I might even sign it.
Yeah, you guys might, but the people in the audience who are clamoring for a new record, like if you ask them, well, okay, here's our set. We usually play like 40 minutes or maybe an hour. Which one of these songs should we take out of here so we can play some of our new jams?
That's the problem. Yeah, don't write a new record then.
Right.
Now that you put it like that,
Don't do it. Don't do it.
But
It's just the greatest hits set right now. It's just greatest hits.
It just, and it's not even the greatest hits. It's the hits that Dave Quackenbush can remember. So
the greatest hits that Quackenbush remembers.
yeah,
There'd be even more. There could be even more.
If there was greatest hits, I
And
think
then
we could go somewhere.
a cover sung by the guitar player too.
Yeah, we do his little cover, or we do an original. We do his "Hungry for You." We did on our streaming show that we made, when everyone had to do streaming stuff in the pandemic. We did one of those, but we didn't want to do a cover because then it's complicated. So we had to pull out an original Vandals Warren song, which there's not too many.
Who wrote "Oi to the World"?
Joe Escalante did. But with
Picante Escalante.
It's one of those things where I got all the credit, but Warren helped because of the way we write songs, and it's just kind of like, this is my song. We all share publishing, so Warren, I would say it wouldn't be as good of a song if Warren didn't help, and that's how we write songs. But I'm the credited songwriter, basically. Wow.
That was a good one. No Doubt did that one, right?
No Doubt did it. And it gets covered.
You just got to get Mariah Carey to cover it, man. That's when shit will go to the next level.
Yeah.
Cyndi Lauper. I mean, No Doubt is one thing. I mean, we know those people.
Dexter did it with Cyndi Lauper.
When Dexter got Cyndi Lauper to sing it, that was, to me, like life-changing for me.
Yeah. That was a moment. A couple years ago, right before COVID, Cyndi Lauper does a benefit for at Christmas time every year, and she asked me to do it. I don't generally do that kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm not comfortable because it's such a weird hangout, right?
Yeah, it is weird.
I get a buzz off it. I enjoy doing those sorts of things, but I get a buzz because I'm not a good guitar player. So
it'd be one thing if we were good, then you'd walk in confident.
I could totally shit the bed every time I do one of these things. So I really put in a lot of work and make sure I'm not going to do that.
Well, just the mixture of people is so weird. It was like, Marilyn Manson on the one hand, and you had Perry Farrell and Cyndi Lauper and
Belinda Carlisle backstage with James Mason's grandson, who she's married to.
So crazy, but I decided, okay, I'll do this.
You did it for the kids.
I did it for the kids, right? And we had to decide on a song, and I forget the choices, but one of them was "Oi to the World," and I'm like, well, no one's going to get that. But
obvious choice.
I think it was actually Cyndi Lauper said I really liked that idea, and I'm like, oh, great. And
also because Gwen Stefani blessed it as a pop song.
So yeah, she kind of put the female vocals, so we kind of did it as a duet, and that's when I realized there are so many lyrics in that song. It was impossible to memorize because it's a real story. It's a saga.
Yeah,
it's more of a soon-to-be motion picture than a song.
But it's great, and
dude, you totally could do a Hallmark 30-minute Christmas special. The story of
I'm saying 90 minutes.
Yeah, I'm saying a full Hallmark movie, dude.
And 90 minutes on Fox Nation.
Yeah. So thank God they had a teleprompter. Actually. That's how I held it together. But it was really cool to be singing with Cyndi Lauper. I mean, she's such a legend, right? Yeah. And it felt cool to be in there. And then I saw Joe in the audience. He was just beaming because someone was doing his song. He was like
it's unbelievable.
The proud dad in the audience that finally the song was finally heard.
A little tear in the eye, wiping away.
Oh, it is. I'll get a tear right now. It is unbelievable to watch another artist of that stature play a song you wrote. You just can't. You don't believe it's ever going to happen. And I have Gwen Stefani and Cyndi Lauper.
And Dexter.
And Dexter.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But when I watch The Offspring, I just consider half those songs are Vandal songs. So I got over that a long time ago.
Wait, what? Did I do Vandal songs? I will admit Walla Walla was sort of inspired by it was Vandalesque.
Hey, you know what?
Nature.
I say you should do songs like that on all your albums. You should take a Vandal song. This should be a thing where you take a Vandal song, with our permission even, and you just take it and you just like make hardly any changes to it, and then we all joke about it, and then our fans go, dude, they ripped your song off. And we're like, what are you going to do? I don't hear it. And I don't really hear it.
Every record, it's Guess the Vandal song.
Yeah. Right? I don't hear it. I don't hear it.
But to my credit, though, I have actually offered you guys songs that I've written, and you guys are like, it's not for us, or you change it.
No, we did. We did one song.
Yeah.
Jackass.
Okay. That's right.
Yeah, okay. I think that was good. I think that's a good song.
Yeah. So sometimes I end up, when I don't like what they do with it, I just take it back and and re-release it. So
that's fine. We're all friends.
I don't like the direction they did it.
Yeah. Who cares? No, I think that's cool. Everybody, other guys in our band, it's like, that kind of goes along with like, hey, this might be a good idea and it might help us. Whoa, Dave Quackenbush. Try explaining. This is how you have to understand the Vandals. If you have an idea, picture you explaining that idea to Fonzie. Like if we went to Fonzie and you said, hey Fonzie, I think we should have if we could do a couple things online and have a larger presence and maybe release like an acoustic version of the song. Like, whoa, hey, whoa. What are you talking about? I'm going to rehearse music? I'm going to try? What am I going to... I'm Fonzie. I don't do anything. I'm going to try. I'm just Fonzie. Boom. Yeah, song plays in the jukebox.
I already got 14 songs memorized. That's it. Yeah. That's enough. Any more, I'm carrying. What am I going to happen?
Someone might see me rehearsing these songs, like trying to memorize them.
That's how it works.
That's how it works. Just picture. Well, you have an
been
idea, picture of giving it to Fonzie, and then if you don't think it's going to go over well, just eat it.
Well, the last idea Fonzie accepted was the whole jumping the shark thing. So he's a
And Dave
little...
Quackenbush saw that episode, and he doesn't want to go down that road. He's not going to do it.
Well, it's a good creed to live by, man.
I think
the Fawn's better than Ralph Malph or any of the other knuckleheads on that show, right?
So you can't complain that the singer of your punk band is too punk. You know? So,
Yeah.
Hey, you want to do this? No, our singer's too punk.
Yeah.
Oh, what am I going to cry about that?
That's cred right there.
Right, that's what he does.
Yeah.
Just $3 million house and his 3 Teslas.
And that's why you take it to the Smiths band, right?
Well, the Smiths band, interestingly, I'm the Dave Quackenbush in that band.
Wow, see?
I'm
so
the guy.
you get to
I'm
in your
like,
3 Teslas and your
dude,
big
let's
old
not.
fancy purple
Yeah.
boots.
I'm like, no, you don't. Let's not do that, guys. Don't do that. Oh,
We're just going to play Girlfriend in a Coma 4 times? That's it. We're out.
Girlfriend in a Coma. Let's play this really old song, this really obscure one, because there's a young lad in the back of the venue, and when I see that he's moved by it, then it's all worth it. You see the other people leaving because you didn't play Girlfriend in a Coma?
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Well, what else? Noodles, I haven't heard much from you. I want to hear you say something. You went on vacation? You
I
wanna tell us
did. I
about
just
that?
got back from the Philippines. I took my lovely
Whoa!
wife of almost 25 years, and we spent a week in the Philippines at a kind of this small island in the middle of the Sulu Sea.
For vacation?
Yeah, a whole week.
No one made you go there?
I know. No, yeah. It was
Went there on
it was our
purpose
choice.
and enjoyed
Our
it.
choice. Yeah, we wanted to go somewhere tropical and that we've never been before.
Right,
And
right. Okay,
So we
I
flew
get it.
straight to Manila, and we had a little bit of a layover in Manila, and then
You have a direct flight from LA to Manila?
yes,
How long is that?
yeah, 13 and a half hours.
It's not bad.
Yeah, not terrible. Mm-hmm. Sydney's longer, but
Now, did you go to a Jollibee?
what is that?
Duh, you have to.
No, we saw them, but no, we never did get to one. That's the fast food thing there, right?
Yeah, the
they have them
burgers.
here now.
Burgers, fried chicken, spaghetti. They
Yeah.
got it all.
Fried anything?
Fried everything. They're great.
I'm told they have them in the U.S. now. I
yeah,
don't
there's
know
one
where.
in Seattle.
Yeah, you got to
Okay.
try the Bing Bong Burger. They're
Yeah,
All right.
fantastic.
I'm not familiar with this.
Yeah,
Everything there is great.
I did eat a
It's
lot
really
of
good for you, too.
Yeah, I did eat a lot of Filipino food. Like they had a Filipino breakfast bowl, which was kind of like a loco moco, I guess, in Hawaii.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
similar,
loco
but like with. It's like taking the house special beef from pickup sticks and then putting that with rice and an egg and some pickled stuff and some
Whatever
smoky
else they
stuff.
find, just like, fuck it, put it in here and
It was good.
give it to the white guys. Fuck it.
You don't have to lie. It was probably awful.
No, I loved it. Chinese food for breakfast. No, man, I had pretty much every breakfast. If we didn't skip breakfast, sometimes we skip breakfast.
The plan was you were going to go to Bora Bora, but they said Bora Bora was full.
Bora Bora was full.
It's full.
They just didn't like it,
No
right?
room,
That's what
no
you say
room
when
in
you want
Bora
noodles
Bora.
there.
They said
They've
we have,
heard the stories. They've heard the stories.
About the destroying
Your
hotels.
reputation precedes
But
you.
if you like Bora Bora, you might also like the Philippines.
And it's half the price.
So, a little bit less, but yeah.
Yeah, we once took the Vandals on tour. This is a long time ago, like 20 years ago, and I brought Blackball just for entertainment because he's kind of like the clown. I
He
bring
makes
him on
things.
to
He
be,
makes things happen.
yeah,
just
you
to
know, we have a good time.
just to be the clown, and so his job is to be
Just
drink
be
and
me.
entertain us and stuff.
The
right?
jester.
We went
you
out.
know?
We went out to dinner, and he was getting a little loose, and he started to annoy Joe. I remember.
Oh,
because
God.
He kept on singing Limp Bizkit lyrics,
Yeah.
which would annoy anybody, I
Yeah.
guess. Right?
None more than Joel. I mean, no, none more than Joe. He was like, but I look around at the table and I see Warren and he's just laughing hysterically. I see Dexter and he's just laughing hysterically. And Joe's right across the street from me, just sitting like. Just stone cold, like his face just staring, no emotion.
I was going to fight you. I was
Yeah.
just thinking, how am I going to approach you? Because you're bigger than me.
Yeah, but I'm like, okay, Dexter's still laughing, so I love it's a green light.
must be okay.
It's a green light.
It's a
I'm gonna
green
keep
light.
going.
Dexter's
Dexter, hey, throttle back. Okay, I'll throttle back. But he's just, so I just kept rolling. You know, like, but yeah, you were not happy. I remember.
Oh, that was
Well, you said that over and over again.
Yeah, I was rolling like probably 300 times. Nothing gets old to me. Like, it's still funny. I would do it 300 times. I'm doing podcasts, just me saying rolling.
I went back to that restaurant. They wouldn't let me in. So that's why.
Yeah.
It's ruining all
No
my.
wonder.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got us kicked out of a hotel. I think that same trip.
Yeah. That was
Are you
good.
throwing
because,
stuff out of the window?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that too.
No, it was great because I stumble out, that same night and I'm puking all over everything, and And I'm like, oh God,
I helped put you
he
to
helped
bed.
put me in bed, and then my spirit,
His evil spirit.
just entered him. And so I was like, I remember waking up in the morning with the worst fucking hangover and thinking, oh God, everyone's just gonna like, fucking Jason just fucking went way too far again, And then I hear, wait, Noodles threw a bunch of shit out the window, and I'm like, he saved me. No one's even talking about me.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I ever officially thanked you, but thank you so
did.
much.
You're
Okay.
welcome. Yeah, you're welcome.
Took all the heat off you.
Cheers.
Yeah, thanks to you too, by the way.
Yeah. It's being the nice guy helping me up to my room. And that backfired big time.
But you guys are getting along good now. That's good. I wasn't sure if there was going to be,
no,
beef.
No, that's
or
just
something.
like at some point it's like with David Quackenbush. You're going to complain that you're on a punk tour and you got a guy that's punker than you. It's like
See?
that's
Right.
it.
Yeah.
That's how fucking punk he is.
But
punk.
I was more upset because of the Japanese are so docile and I thought he was insulting them.
Yeah, they're respectful. There's a very respectful.
Yeah, but then I read, I saw some documentaries on like Manchurian genocides, and then I was like, that's
You felt better about it.
the sacking of Nanking. And,
the rape of Nanking. I was
They
just
had it
like,
coming.
Yeah, so they had Jason for Jason Blackball for a couple of days.
Yes, you've probably been called disrespectful quite a bit in your life.
Surprisingly, I have got that a lot.
Don't you have a tattoo that says "funny but annoying"?
Yeah, I have it. It's in Chinese, no less, and it says "funny but annoying" right here on my arm. You want to see it?
What made you decide to get that tattoo?
Well, I wanted Chinese letters on my arm because I just,
they look cool.
Wait, that's the wrong arm. Right there.
That's it.
And
there it is.
So I wanted to get something Chinese on my arm, right? And so I didn't know what I wanted. So I went to the library and got a dictionary, and I opened it up, and that was literally one of the first things I saw. Just a Chinese to American dictionary, and it had that, and it said "funny but annoying." I was like, "Holy fuck, that's me!" Like that is so fucking fitting. And so then I sat there for probably about 4 hours, just going through this big ass book, and it was all in Chinese, right? So it's all kind of backwards. And then I said, "Yeah, that's it, man." It was either
Especially
that or
for you.
fucking like apple maggot, or something. And I'm like, "Nah, that's fucking perfect." So that's how I got it, and it fits perfect.
Is this supposed to
Right?
be me?
No one else has it. No one else has one.
All right, it's cool.
You know what? When I was a kid, we went to Mexico with my aunt. I think it was Tecate, the city, and I had my first little marionette and bought it. I had it for years. I don't know whatever happened to it, but
This is a classic.
I loved it. Yeah,
It's a classic.
totally.
You just
Loved that thing. Brings back fond memories.
Yeah, that is.
I think it was a
fitting that it is on
borracho. He's got the bottle of booze.
Oh well, I know.
Yeah.
Well, it's got all the stereotypes: the sombrero, the bottle of booze.
He's drunk.
The big fucking boots. Like, look at that.
Look at those. Whoa!
No point. Pointy boots.
They're definitely outsized.
Yeah. Yeah, they got you perfect.
My mustache.
Anyway,
the days.
I don't know what else. I don't know what else to talk about. We've been talking for a long time. We're doing good. How are we doing? Doing good? A lot of editing involved in this one. No. This is great.
Where are we going?
Just
This is
keep
great.
on.
Super.
Just keep on
Am I the
talking.
only one
Keep on-
not
keep
drinking beer? I'm drinking coffee.
Nobody
I know,
knows. We won't tell.
Yeah.
Usually you're drinking the most beer. What's going on?
I know. Well, I've been drinking too much.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
As it turns
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Got to cut back.
Well, and I know that if I don't kind of put some distance between me and beer mostly, but also vodka, whiskey, wine,
Mad Dragon.
tequila. I haven't tried the
Angry
Mad
Orange.
Dragon.
I'm gonna bring some
Orange.
down.
Angry Orange.
Angry Orange. That's the good
Angry
one.
Orange.
Margaritas, Bloody Marys. I haven't tried that yet. But so we got a tour of Canada coming up, and I know that if I don't put a little distance between me and the booze, I'm going to just be a
Dry out.
blotto the whole thing.
Well, that's what everybody wants.
I'm trying to get to Australia.
That's why they keep you around.
Yeah.
Nobody wants silver noodles.
Yeah.
No one wants
Silver
that.
noodle.
Oh, I can. Yeah.
That's okay.
I'm still me. I'm just not as much.
Hey
of
guys,
me.
I'm still fun. Just because I'm sober
I'm
doesn't mean we can't have fun anymore. I don't mind if you drink.
Yeah.
I'm just
We've
less
heard
of
that
me.
before, right?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
All right. So how's that going? How long's it
It's
been?
good. Well, I drank on vacation with my wife. We didn't drink the first half. We drank the second half, but kept it mellow.
So it's been like 4 days or something?
So today's like day 3.
Oh.
So he's still actually buzzed.
He's really,
Congratulations.
He's still buzzed right now.
you're really drying
sobered up
out.
yet.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, but I quit like 3 weeks before the vacation, and we drank like 4 or 5 days on vacation.
Okay. All right.
It's respectable.
Yeah.
So where's next on your vacation bucket list?
I don't know. Maybe Tucson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You take a train. The train goes there from LA.
Does it?
Sleeper car.
That'd be great. I love traveling by train.
Yeah.
I really do enjoy that.
Yeah.
It's a bitchin' town. There's just a lot of art and culture and great food. So we're just going to do like probably a weekend when it's our actual anniversary. We're kind of celebrating the vacation was kind of to celebrate 25 years of marriage. And
Nice.
I think when it's actually our anniversary in February, we'll just do a little weekend.
Let's talk about your bachelor party.
Okay.
25 years. Wow.
Yeah.
25
Wow,
years
that's
ago.
going fast.
You weren't at my bachelor party.
I
were
was.
you?
I was. Was that your house? Or
No, that was Dexter's bachelor
Dexter's?
party at my house.
At your house with the jacuzzi in the back?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was my old house in Tustin.
I just remember I brought some Colombian drink called
Marching powder?
no, aguardiente. It's like ouzo for Greeks. The Colombians have this aguardiente, and so I brought it because my Colombian wife, and I go, look at me and my cultural explorations, and got so wasted on it. All I have to say is that I woke up in my car in a karate uniform, parked around the corner.
Nice.
Around the corner.
Yeah.
Around the corner. So I think I got pushed in the jacuzzi and with my clothes on. So somehow I thought I was going to go home.
And you had karate.
And I got about 50 feet.
What if I get pulled over by the cops? I'm gonna dress like a karate.
My
No one will think I'm buzzed.
My clothes were wet, but I had like a kung fu outfit in the car. So I put that on. And then I just fell asleep.
You just had one in your
probably
car.
wise.
You
Yeah,
had a-
because
you always travel around with a karate outfit in your car, huh?
yeah, I think I was actually a karate student, a kung fu student at the time. Wow. That's why I called my label Kung Fu Records.
Wow.
Kung Fu.
Oh.
I own that name. I sued Bruce Lee.
How about David Carradine? Did you sue him for the TV show? I have all 3 seasons on DVD. This is a true story.
Kung Fu?
I loved Kung Fu. I
great
watched it with my
series.
dad.
Yeah, it was
I loved
just,
that when I was a kid.
life-changing.
Yeah.
Someone told me once, like, there's a studio in Buena Park, and this is the kind of kung fu that David Carradine is practicing on this TV show, Kung Fu. And so
right.
I went and studied that kung fu.
Because he never wanted to fight.
No,
he didn't want to fight at all.
He was a peaceful man.
But at the very end, the guy keeps pushing. The bad guy keeps pushing. Eventually,
Yeah.
the bad guy gets his ass handed to him.
Mm-hmm.
They never fucking learn, do they? They just
They
always
never
got to
do.
keep pushing.
Yeah.
That's right.
Sit there poking the bear.
So great.
Yeah.
Every episode. It's amazing. Most peaceful guy on TV. Every episode, he ends up kicking the guy's ass.
I can't imagine you kicking someone's ass at nosebleed. That's really going to fucking hurt.
Yeah.
That's some serious penetration right there, too.
I'm a more peaceful man now than I was.
They're
when I
still-
built-
I'm not going to poke the bear to find out. No Limp Bizkit lyrics from me today. No, thank you. Now that I know you're kung fu trained with those boots, yeah, that's a hard pass. I'm going to look at you now to see if you're laughing. Like, okay, Joe's laughing. I'll keep going.
Keep an eye on me.
Steel toe pointy boots.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
That's right.
It's going to do some damage, man.
I know. We should all go back to Japan. We did Japan just a couple months ago.
We did.
Summer Sonic.
Okay, so
festival there.
they're now it's opened up and bands are playing and stuff like that.
Well, sorta.
There's
Yeah.
like weird rules,
No
right?
tourists.
It's a streaming to Sonic.
Yeah, it was kind of weird when we flew into Narita was kind of busy, but for flying home we flew out of Osaka, Kansai Airport in Osaka. There was one plane leaving, and it was all going to. It was mostly musicians going to L.A. Some Japanese businessmen. That was it. It was the whole airport was dead. It was
Now,
crazy.
were you allowed to walk around and go to restaurants and stuff?
A little bit. Everything was masked up. Everybody was masked up.
okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Very masky.
Yeah.
Extremely.
But that place
right?
was masky like before the pandemic.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's the first time I ever really saw that. And
Yeah.
it seemed so strange back then.
Yeah.
And now it's like,
You would
whoa,
go like,
it's-
you really want to walk around like that? You really? You know you look weird. And now, then it happened to us.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was a little quiet. When you play a show in Japan, they're respectful, right? Of course, and
Yes.
stuff. And so we always kind of joked around about it because they'll be pretty excited during the song. And then as soon as the song ends, it's like
Yeah, it's done.
silence.
Yeah,
Pin
silence
drop.
until the next one.
Because they're respectfully waiting for you to
Yeah.
start the next song, right? So we heard that on this tour, because of COVID, they were allowing people to show up in masks, but they were requesting that they did not sing.
No singing, no smiling.
Oh, singing spreads.
Limit your blinking.
Because it could spread.
Spreads
the
contagions.
COVID, right?
Yeah.
So we're thinking, oh my God, you know,
Yeah.
they're already so
keep
quiet.
your breathing very shallow
Golf claps only.
and intermittent.
Just
intermittent,
golf claps.
shallow breathing only.
No jumping like they always do, right? Like,
So did you hear any singing? I don't think I did. But
Well, yeah. Because remember, I do like this call and response thing. It's an ode to Freddie Mercury, where he'd do the "Hey-oh." Only I say "fuck yeah," and we get to be able to say a line. It was a little anemic. Normally, everywhere in the world it goes
Yeah, they
over
were
pretty
all
good.
They weren't supposed to
It was a
do
little
it.
anemic,
They were
but
conflicted,
but
you
they
know?
went along. Yeah.
listen to the government, listen to Noodles. Oh my God, what am I going to do here?
right thing to do,
Emperor.
right?
And I didn't know if I should do the gag, but I thought if it falls super flat, that'll even be funnier.
I agree. I think it's
You
funnier.
know, so and it didn't fall completely
Right.
flat, but
That's why it's not that funny.
Yeah. So it was just,
Like your bandmate Warren says, he goes, "I love awkward silences."
Yeah.
Like he'll
Oh,
tell
yeah.
jokes on purpose that he knows are going to fail because he
I
gets a
totally
kick out of
know
that,
that
which is funny. But so we played 2 shows in Tokyo and Osaka, and they were great, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's the Summer Sonic Festival is pretty big crowd.
Well,
amazing.
if you go back again, we'll go with you. How's that?
It'd be great.
me too. Me and Joe, we're both in.
I think
Right,
we
Joe?
should have a reunion.
Yeah.
It'd be
We got to
awesome.
do it again.
Brush up on your Limp Bizkit lyrics.
Okay, I'm going to study. That's my homework.
Do some more like Crazy Town this time.
Great. Oh, dude, I know all that shit. Where do you want me to go? Come, my lady. Come, my lady.
yeah, bring him along just for entertainment,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
Shifty Shellshock was probably the most underrated poet of his generation.
I think I'm a fan. I think he's cool. I don't know.
Interesting guy.
I think he's a cool guy.
Definitely legit.
Yeah.
A lot of street cred. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Don't they got like the swans or the stars, like the barbed wire tattoos and the little swans that everybody has, you know, like everybody from like 2000, right, had those same tattoos.
90s, yeah.
90s, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, good stuff.
I found out that when you go to Japan, you can actually climb Mount Fuji.
Oh yeah, it's kind of walking, right? You're just kind of walking up a trail.
Well, that's what I kind of thought, and
Yeah.
it turns out that the climbing season is actually very short. It's only 6 weeks or a couple months because there's a lot of snow and stuff, and they don't want all the people hiking up, and it's very like spiritual. And so I was thinking, you know, I'm going to do that because it just happened to be near the time we were going over to do the concert. So I thought I'd go over a couple days early and stuff. And I convinced my daughter, my 17-year-old, I go, this would be a great experience. You should come over and we're gonna climb Mount Fuji before the concert, right? So I took some pictures. I want to show you guys. So there we are right there at the base of the mountain. It's actually not the base. The thing is, you start at like 7,000 feet and then climb up to like 12,000 feet.
Kind of
right?
cheating.
But you
It seems like cheating.
You had to get there somehow.
Yeah.
Oh, you got there in a car.
Yeah, you
fine.
take a car from Tokyo. It's a couple hours to get to. But this is where they all start. I know what you mean, but this is accepted.
Feels like training wheels, but okay.
So we got going. We're very excited about the trip, and there we are getting ready or starting the hike up the mountain, and that says what, 2,400 meters. So what is that? That's like 7,800 feet or something, 75, something like that. So, feeling it kind of right away. And so what I don't realize as we keep on going through these photos here is like, it's fucking steep. Like, look, that's
yeah.
not like,
that's
like you just said, oh, it's just like walking
I
up.
thought it was
like,
a trail. Like,
it's like, holy shit,
climbing.
what have I got myself into, right? And, no escalators. And look, this is one of the stops. Every so often, you'll get to a point where they have these little huts, and you can actually go inside and rest up or get some ramen or whatever. And so I feel like I've gotten in over my head a little bit, and my daughter's doing great. But here's one of the restrooms. And they had to explain what's going on. You see the word piss there in the middle. I guess that's how they made sure that you know.
Okay.
For the gringos.
Jason, these are some tattoos you should do.
I'm making mental notes right now. I'm making mental notes of all of them.
Yeah. Well, it was such a great latrine. We had to take a picture of it. So that was at one of the huts.
It's coin operated.
So you can, yeah. Oh, it was.
You
it was
better
actually
have coin.
That was true. It was whatever it was, a couple hundred yen to use it. So you had to make sure you had coins and stuff. So, and then we continued, and you can see it's just fucking getting worse. It's like,
that's a
oh my
straight
God, this
uphill.
is like, yeah. And this is like, I don't know, a third of the way up or whatever, but we're still handling it. We're doing good. And eventually, I think as you're going to see here pretty soon, the weather starts to, there's people just, yeah, it's like, Stairway to Heaven, but it feels like you're, just on a cliff.
Stairway to Fuji.
Stairway to Fuji.
Have they found your daughter yet?
There I am at another hut.
I haven't seen her in the last couple of photos.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. She's
I think she's coming up. But what we're going to see here pretty soon, keep on going, is that the weather's starting to turn, I think. Oh, there we are somewhere. Look, you think you're on this mountain, but
Holy cow.
Wait, can you go back a couple really quick?
Now you need walking sticks?
No, forward one more. Right there. You see how freaking high you are,
high,
right?
yes.
Holy shit. And you're just going, Jesus. That's one of our guides there, who was fantastic, by the way. He said, I've done this 100 times. This is going to be perfect. It's great. There's a little weather, but it's going to be totally fine. It's going to be totally fine. And then, as you can see, coming up pretty soon, we start to get there's
not so fine.
There's my daughter. You can see that she's having a great time. She's clearly enjoying herself.
Super excited to be there.
Enjoying herself immensely. And eventually, they decided we couldn't go up anymore. He goes, I don't know what happened. 102 times I've done this mountain, and a freak storm happened, and we're going to have to go back down. And I don't know if that's the next shot, but oh yeah, here we go. Here's the video of us coming down. Can you play it for us? Here. So that's the video.
Def.
Yeah, that's insane, dude.
Sideways rain is never a good idea when you're hiking up a mountain at
Except
45
that sideways
degree
snow.
angles, right?
Scrambling,
Oh my gosh.
scrambling down the mountain. So I don't know what the moral of the story. I guess the moral of the story is
The hiking season.
don't climb. we picked the best. Don't climb Mount Fuji. It's not worth it. I don't know. The mountain gods don't want you there.
Don't care.
Yeah, they
Don't
might not
care.
want you there.
And there's a beautiful shot of it. Maybe that's the best way to admire Mount Fuji.
Yeah,
is
that's
just
nice.
by going.
I got to say, I
Yeah,
feel a
it
little.
looks even better right there. That is the best picture. Appreciate it from the
Appreciate it
ground.
from afar.
Appreciate it from sea level.
We're going on tour, but by the time this comes out, we'll probably already be on tour. So I don't know. We don't know what we're doing. We might not even do another podcast. We're just messing around with this, having fun. No. Like you said, not caring. No,
Yeah, you don't care.
No advertising. No marketing plan.
Yeah.
We're just putting it out just for the hell of it, and so we'll see. But we'll be on tour.
What about that concert, that Vegas concert, where it's like every band from the Warped Tour from like
we can talk
1999 to 2009 playing in one day?
Yeah, but that's going to be October 2023. This might not come out by then.
Yeah, there may be another COVID.
I heard about that. When I first heard that and saw the lineup, I go, I'll cancel that right now because it's going to be canceled.
Yeah.
Because that's not happening. And did it not happen? Did it get postponed or something?
No, it's happening.
Literally next year, they just announced it. It's the We Were Young Festival that got so much shit for this
No,
year.
the
right?
first one
Yeah. It
hasn't even
good,
happened
but-
yet. Like maybe
first
by the
one
time this
didn't
airs,
happen.
it'll have happened
I
6
thought the
months
first
ago.
one did happen, didn't the first one
No,
happen?
it happens like next week, and they're selling tickets to the next one.
Yeah, 2,000
already,
people died at that show.
but not yet.
Well, when I first saw it, I thought it was terrible, and you sent me the flyer,
Yeah.
and you look at it. It's called When We Were Young, which and it's got all these bands from the Warped Tour, and you wrote me and you said thank you right now for not playing.
Yes.
Right? It was like
Yes.
and nothing against all that stuff, but whatever. It was like it's kind of like sometimes you don't want to go back in the past. You want to move forward and stuff, right? But anyway, it was extremely successful. They've done great. They want to put more together. They got even bigger bands, and they asked us to do it, and we're doing it. So I think it's going to be cool.
Yeah.
I want to change my thank you for doing it. There's my new answer.
That's right. Are you guys going to do it?
No, I don't think so. We're not,
I think there's only like 400 bands. I think there's room for about 40, 50
Yeah, I don't
more.
think, I think we didn't make the cut. or
yeah.
something like that. But
I could find some bands that cut.
I think I am supposedly going to be a docent at the Punk Rock Museum.
Oh, nice.
The Punk Rock Museum.
Did you get involved with that?
We did.
Yeah.
So I'm
We did. So
putting together things.
I got calls from. I talked to Fat Mike about it a lot. I talked to Fletcher about it a lot. Great guys, but I'm not really sure whose baby it is, or who started it, or whose idea it was. It seems to be sort of a collective thing. Do you know whose? Mike said it was him, but
I think it's Mike. I think Mike's calling the shots, but then Fletcher's involved. But
Super involved.
So but the thing about Fletcher is if Fletcher owns 1% of something, he might as well own 100% of it. So he's probably very
vested. Is that what you mean, or
he's going to be in control in a certain. But the Fat Mike and Fletcher universe is combining. It'll be interesting to see. But those are two characters. I mean, what other kind of music has a museum, has even two characters like that and a scene like this.
Totally.
I mean, this scene is so weird. Like the Vandals are still playing these festivals, with the Offspring and Rancid and NoFX and Dropkick and Bad Religion and Pennywise. There's no other scene like this. There's no like 90s, EMF festivals that are playing with the Gin Blossoms or whatever like that. I mean, we didn't even sell any records, and we're still this whole gag keeps going. This scene stays alive. You just throw some tacos or some hot sauce or some
Mexican wrestling.
Yeah, some beer, some Mexican wrestling, and you got and you got another festival, and it just never dies. So the museum, I would say it's got a shot because it's a weird scene.
The Motley Crue, Poison, Def Leppard shows do not have good tacos.
Right?
They just don't have tacos.
Because they don't care about people.
I would go if
they don't care.
only they had tacos.
They're just selling corporate nachos.
That's right.
That's right.
What they're doing.
Right.
$18 corporate nachos suck.
Yeah.
So however the idea came up, someone said, "Hey, we should do a punk rock museum, and we should do it in Vegas because after all, they've got a mafia museum, they've got a neon sign museum, like a graveyard for neon signs.
A couple of my dad's signs are in that museum.
And they're like, do you realize that neon sign museum gets 50,000 visitors a year? They had some crazy statistic that they had looked up.
I went.
And they're like, so how could a punk rock museum lose? So and I was a little skeptical initially, thinking, well, I don't know how many people.
It's going to lose. I'm saying it's awesome, but it's going to lose. I mean, let's all be honest. It's going to crash and burn. But I'm into it. I'm all in.
The investment. I'm not. Counting on return on.
No, we're not into it.
You know
for
what
that,
though? But thank you.
But I think it'll be a neat thing to be a part of.
Exactly. We wanted to be a part of it.
You can't not be a part of it.
Yeah, it's not really a punk rock museum if it doesn't have.
Although, how punk would it be to just go fuck that museum?
Wow, that really is a punk
Dave
attitude.
Maybe doesn't care about the museum.
Oh, he's already done it. He's already said that. Right out of his mouth.
Now they're asking for donations, and I'd like to think that I've got the best one actually, because I have our original truck that we toured in 1989. Tiny Toyota truck that I just never got rid of. The brown truck, never got rid of it. Still sitting in a garage, and I've offered to lend it. I don't want to say donate it, but
you got to lend these things. You want that back.
So there's going to be a car if they want it. I guess I don't know if this stuff has to be approved.
I think that's going to be a must see.
Can we get Fletcher on the phone and
ask him?
Yeah.
No, I've heard about the docent things. Casey Royer's going to do it, so you can get a tour by actual old punk rocker to show you around and stuff. And they said, and these guys, they keep half. You've got to pay $100. They get to keep half the money or something like that. So you're really supporting these guys.
Oh, is that what I'm in? I'm in a Casey Royer charity project. Jeez.
Yeah. Support an old punker.
If you go on mine, my share will be donated to Casey Royer.
I'm gonna get my minister's license, and I'm gonna perform weddings, is what I've been told.
Oh, that's good too.
And so I'm gonna help people start their marriages off right, drunk, at a museum in Vegas.
Fletcher asked me to do that. And,
you got to have a smash room there, like where you just go in and break shit.
I heard that was Fletcher's idea. I thought that was kind of genius because people get married in Vegas, right? Yeah. And he goes, "Could you imagine having Jack from TSOL marry you guys or whatever if you wanted to do something like that?"
That's actually really cool.
I thought it was cool.
And coming from Fletcher, it's even more impressive.
You know what? That's 25th anniversary with my wife. I'm going to have Jack from TSOL remarry us.
Renew your vows.
Renew your vows.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Ooh, can I go?
Sure, of course.
Okay.
You're on the list, yeah.
Nice. So there you go.
Yeah.
So be there. Vegas, February 14th. I'm just telling everyone so they can all come and hang out.
Yeah. Everyone's invited down.
Everyone's invited.
It already has an opening?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Opening
I think it's opening in January is what
January.
I think I read that on the Google.
I think they're trying to time it with the We Are One Fest 2025.
Ooh. I went to the Liberace Museum. That's the Las Vegas museum I went to.
Okay.
It was good. But I couldn't I was trying to drill down on how he died, and they just were very vague about it.
Yeah.
Go figure.
It's just one of those
dark,
better left
Joe.
unsolved,
Very
really.
dark. Yes.
He fell ill.
But better left
like
unsolved.
That's a true story, too. Like, how did he die?
We don't talk about that.
Tripped over a candelabra.
He spontaneously combusted from all the glitter. It was a good museum. Though.
I play piano during our show sometimes, and I was joking around at practice saying, "I wish my brother George was here," and everyone was like, "Huh?" Like no one even knows the reference.
I would have laughed. I watched
I figured
Bugs Bunny.
you would know. Do you know what that is? No,
Brother George, is that what you said?
I wish my brother George was
Brother
here.
George.
I wish my
Was that
brother George
Liberace's
was here.
companion, Brother
No,
George?
it was his real brother.
It was his brother, and that was like it was kind of like his famous line on his TV show.
Oh,
I can't believe I didn't know that.
It's kind of like Where's Noodles?
okay. Gotcha.
So I'm definitely not going to
Where's
say
Warren?
it at the live show because it's going to go over. Warren might say it because he'd love for it to go over flat right there.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah,
I'm not
I
going to
wanna
say
do
it
that.
though.
I think the majority of your crowd is
yeah.
That,
But
that reference
if
is
you're
little-
playing Gone Away, you do want to lead into Gone Away with a joke. Right?
Sure.
Yeah, because it's that kind of song.
Absolutely.
Get him going.
Yeah,
Get him
yeah.
going. Yeah, loosen him up. All right, guys. I don't know. I'm spent.
You want to end with a joke?
Please.
Okay. This is a joke. You might have heard it. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe everyone's heard this. What is the worst thing you can hear after filleting Willie Nelson?
I give up. What?
I'm not Willie Nelson.
Of course. Yeah.
Sure. That'd be up there for sure. Up there. One of the worst things you can hear. Well, I think that's thank you. Good night. We're not going to top that.
Yeah, you can't go up from there. So
That's great. Thanks for coming down, Joe. It's awesome.
thanks, Joe.
I want to tell everybody, make sure you get Fox Nation and watch my TV shows.
Oh yeah, we've got to
I got
give you a
two
plug.
TV shows. I need to plug them because
Fox
you
Nation.
can't plug my concerts.
I hope you're doing the Christmas show. again
Christmas
this
show,
year.
December 23rd at the House of Blues with the Swingin' Utters.
Oh, great.
Wow,
nice.
that's cool.
Yeah.
I saw it last year, right? It was great.
Yeah. And,
sure it was fun.
Last couple of years, I've seen it.
and then, then the two shows, I want to plug them because this is what I do now. Alien Abductions with Abby Hornacek is one of the shows, and the other
That
one's
was Abby, the girl I met at the Interrupter show.
no, that was one of our like ancient astronaut theorists from
Okay.
Ancient Aliens that's also on my show. Amy Title.
Delightful.
Amy
Okay.
Title, right? And then the other show is Monsters Across America with Casey Hosmer. So you can.
It's all about liberals and Democrats.
It's about
Monsters across America.
It's
on
on Fox Nation, but they hire me to make non-political general entertainment stuff, and so I make.
They
these
do that at
paranormal
Fox?
shows. It's a
Fox Nation.
Wow. Oh shit.
It's
Where
a-
have I been?
It's a streaming service owned by Fox,
Okay. All right.
and then so they try to have regular entertainment, and I'm in the regular entertainment business, but it's they're very nice overlords.
I was watching Ancient Aliens on the couch one day because I love the show. I love the ridiculous of it or whatnot. And the credits are rolling, and all of a sudden I see written by Joe Escalante, and I was like, that figures.
Yeah, I mean that was worth everything I gone through on that show to have just for people to start watching and then see my name float up and go, what the hell's going on?
Oh
here?
my God! Yeah. There it
What
is.
the hell's this guy doing?
So yes, congratulations. And
Well, you're the man for that job.
Well, that was that's a
sure.
hit show, and so with that show, I can kind of you get a meeting with anybody because you're writing on a hit show. That's what you got to do. So then I spent a long time trying to sell my own show. Now I have my own shows. It's kind of fun.
Can Noodles be on the show? Can he go? You gotta ask yourself:
You have to ask yourself,
was Hitler really an alien? It's set here.
could these birds really be dinosaurs that never got extinct?
Oh my God, dude! Some of the birds in the Philippines. We had some driving around on our golf cart.
Yeah,
we had
see?
some Jurassic
Hey,
Park
save it-
moments.
save it for
where
Alien, the
birds
Alien
were-
show.
Yeah. No, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So it is true.
Yeah.
right.
I mean, they're the dinosaurs that are still with us today.
Yes, there was also huge monitor lizards in the Philippines. We saw a bunch of them. Actual dinosaurs, kind of.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
you got to ask yourself.
Well, there's you have to ask
What's the
yourself.
difference?
No, in my travels of interviewing monster people, I came upon this one place where there were it's a free summer camp for kids. It's free, and
What could
and
go
your
wrong?
and your whole family can go. But when you go there, they want to tell you about their version of Earth that is only a certain. The dinosaurs lived with people right alongside people, and the Flintstones is a documentary. That kind of thing, and their science. I mean, in defense of them, their science is just as good as anybody else's, in my opinion. Because I don't. You're telling me, oh no, this thing's 50 million years ago, and this one's 30 million. I don't know that you're telling the truth. I don't know if you're full of shit. I don't know. This guy says there were dinosaurs and there were 5,000. I don't know because I'm not digging around in there and doing carbon dating. But that's his whole life, and he brings these people in, and his wife, and I just give everybody respect that is telling me their theories, unless it conflicts with mine. Then his wife says, I'm working on a project, maybe it might make a good show, and it was all about dinosaurs that are still alive today. And then she had a whole library of dinosaurs that are still living and are still being cited all over the world, and some of them are in the Philippines. Did you see any?
The monitor lizards and some weird birds. Yes.
Like supposedly, if you went inside like a jungle and saw some primitive tribes, which they have in like non-contact tribes or whatever in the Philippines, they would tell you about. Of course, it's a dinosaur. We see it all the time. So coming soon, dinosaurs.
Wow!
All right.
Well, there you go.
Check your local TV listings.
Free daycare.
All right.
You get
free daycare. By the way,
what you pay for.
That's right. All right.
Oh, cool.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, everyone.
See you next time.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Thanks for having me.
Maybe-ish. We'll see.
Maybe.
Cool.
You have a theme song?
Working on it.
You want to write it?
Use something by the Beatles. They're popular.